Hey gang, Professor Feeser here, and in today's video, we're going to look at running an app, some sort of scripted solution on a merge request in GitLab. Furthermore, we're going to take the results of whatever app we choose and send it to the notes section in the merge request. If you're not sure what a merge request is, it's effectively in GitHub, you'd call it a pull request. Right? We're going to try to push a branch, merge a branch into a default branch. This should be a pretty quick video. There's really just 3 sections we need to focus on. I'll show you the app I've chosen here in a second. It's a Python linting app called Python Black. But you could substitute really any sort of application you wanted to. We're going to look at the repository, which that's where we'll spend most of the time, studying the pipeline that actually handles the work. And then I'll show a demo right at the end of the video. So let's dive right in. I have open the tab here to Python Black. This is a linting application. Linters are a type of testing. They look for best practice or rules that you want to impress upon your code. Typically with Python, there's a thing called Python Enhancement Proposal 8. That's where a bulk of the Python best practices come from. Well, what we want is when somebody opens a pull request, a merge request, this runs, gives us a diff, if it finds like improvements potentially, give us a diff between the current file and the improvements it's suggesting, as well as the improved file. So I want both, a diff and here's actually the changes I would actually make. That person could then copy them and go, update their code before they finish making that request is the thought. So let's hop back to the repository. The repository solution is public. It's in my account, gitlab.com, RZFeeser, gitlab-black-mr-demo. The app that we're going to run a best practice check on, a linting check, is called app.py. It's pretty simple. It's a function definition, and if you run it, it uses the function and prints it to standard out. Very cool. The heavy lifting is the GitLab pipeline, gitlab-ci.yml. So let's go into that. A quick rundown of how this works. This is the image we're going to do our work in. We have a single stage called lint. This, only way I could figure this out was to create a personal access token in my GitLab account with privileges to be able to write to a repository and specifically things relating to a pull request, and then put that in the vault for this particular solution. You can find that over on Settings, CI, CD. If you go into there, you'll find a place to put secrets. The secret in that vault is called GitLab API token, and it's being assigned to an environmental variable in this solution called GitLab API token. Here's the single stage that I'm running called lint. I gave it a name called black, merge request, format, and comment. The rules section is a limiting section. This is trying to describe to GitLab under which conditions I actually want this to execute. This is a magic variable. It's always defined if you reach for it in GitLab. CI pipeline source, if it resolves to, oh yeah, there was the event I just detected was a merge request event. Well, then we want to run our pipeline. If that matches, we're running the pipeline. But look at the next rule. It excludes everything else. When never means no other times. So right there, we're saying only on a merge request event. Script, update pip, install black, which is the linting tool we want to run. And then I actually create a Python solution that executes. Pull in some things from the standard library. I check the environment for what's the merge request ID that caused this event effectively. That should be detectable. There's no reason it shouldn't be. But if I can't find it, I say, this isn't a merge request pipeline event. There's nothing to do here. Just exit. Now, that shouldn't happen. Effectively, I have that in there for troubleshooting. And the reason it shouldn't happen is because we have rules that dictate only on a merge request. Back down to really where we get started then. Run Python black and ask for a diff. So this shows here's a current line, here's a improved line. And I save that ultimately as diff output. I then actually reformat a file. So I run Python black again, and I say, give me an updated version of if you found changes, what that would look like. So app would be like app.py improved at this point. That's in format proc. If Python black hasn't found any changes, then go ahead and exit gracefully. I'm fine with the pipeline succeeding. There's nothing to do here. The person making the merge request has, a perfect solution already created. Otherwise, take the improvements we found and start building a message body, right? The attachment that we want to put on the HTTP message we send to the merge request notes page. That's all the way down to here. We're gluing together the diffs and the updated file. I then have more of these magic variables that GitLab throws you. That always resolves to the gitlab-ci URL. This is always your project ID, and this is the token that I had to generate. If there is no token, if you forgot to put that into the secret vault, then it says, sorry, I'm not going to be able to do this, and it exits non-gracefully. So a system exit 0 is a run code 0. That means success. Every other number, which would range up to 127, would mean failure. I then build the URL, so that's using that magic variable CI API v4 URL, projects, the project ID, which came in from, again, a magic variable, and the merge request ID, which we got up higher in the script. I'm then targeting the notes API. So that's, I want to, make a comment effectively on the MR. Here's where I build the request. It is a post. It doesn't say that explicitly, but anytime you say that there's some payload data attached to this thing, that will assume a post. Notes URL, the payload data, 2 headers that are going to be required to be able to authenticate, and there I send it. It is sent. I get back a response code, some 200 class, and I print posted merge request status along with whatever class code came back. 200 would mean success. Anything else is going to be a failure. Now, because there's diffs to be applied, if we made it this far, if we had to post notes, there's improvements that need to be made. So I fail the pipeline. My thinking is, red gets your attention. And that's the end of the Python script. So I'll hop back to the repository project page here. And to trigger this, I can go into build pipelines. Over on the right, well, I don't want to build it manually. I want to build it by creating a branch. So let's go into code, branches. Let's create a new branch, and I'll call this bug fix. Create branch. All right, excellent. I'm on the bug fix branch, and any sort of change is going to be fine. I have to have some change in order to be able to make a merge request in the first place. So how about just readme? That's a fine edit. And I know it says up here, create merge request. Just trust me, you can't do it unless you actually have a change in there. And the change can be minimal. A space added to the readme. Commit changes, make sure it's not on the main branch. We want it on this new branch, because we're going to now make a merge request. And there's a couple ways to make a merge request here. You can click create merge request. Over under code, you can navigate through merge requests as well. Okay, I want bug fix to get added into main. And I could say here, bug fixes were applied to project. Great. Ultimately, I, in production, want to fill out an assignee, reviewer, put labels on it. We'll create merge request. Okay, so right now in the background, a merge request has just occurred. That's triggering our pipeline, which any minute we're going to see a reflection of. In fact, if I hop now into build pipelines, yes, right there, it's running. So notice I didn't get there by creating a new pipeline. I got there just by opening that merge request. Now that failed, but that's probably a good thing. Let's go over to the merge request, code, merge requests. There it is. See the red X, it failed. But if I scroll down, isn't that amazing? The output from my Python Black script, there's the diffs. Here's what it wants to improve. And then there's the actual improved script. Now, if you're thinking, hold on a second, why doesn't it just make the correction automatically? I think that's a little too radical, right? In my estimation, it's an opportunity to talk, reflect, but, do with this what you will. I thought it was coolest to put it onto the pull request itself. You can talk about it. Senior, code reviewers can talk about it with you. It's a great way to get a team thinking about, a potential improvement like this. One other thing, gang, if I hop back to the root, if you like this, it is public. So give me a star. You can hit fork. That'll take the code over to your account. The only thing that won't come with it is the token. Remember, you have to generate a token and put it into the CI/CD vault. Well, gang, that was fantastic and easily manipulated, improved, tweaked to really run any sort of testing or automated scripting that you wanted on a merge request. As long as it goes to standard out, or you can capture it and put it on that post, you can post it to that notes page. Gang, if you like this video, go ahead and hit subscribe. Give me a like so I can see you on the next episode of Code with Feeser.